Alright, abushia mama mo akwaba aba aka TV UXA. Mo som fa akaba ni. Abushia, in fact, ena menu bedi nkomo bi na nkomo na ye bedi no ho. Adisuade ahodo bebre ewo mu a mepese obetena ase no watie video no akosi na wie emu nkomo no ewa. Unim se yewo country bi wo ho no ma Islander omo de omo ntu kwan na omo whole lifetime no nipa mako enan pe na anya opportunity atu kwan na omo tu kwan nya de omo betumi akọ omo kurum biom en sa krokro ya America wa ho asemi ya trap omo with python ebia ayewa sum bebre ye de mu nchiremu e de ebrow and ekoba se aya na nkofo nso e ka se eye third world war ebeba eno nso yebisa se ebe possible anase enye possible eno nso eho nchiremu eba in fact ye ka se Farouk Wahaba woye international diplomatic consultant na in fact oyobia na dwima bieye oye learned and owo political influences and nanfofo inti owo information say ba ne say Ghana amanone nkronkro ahodo bebre maforo na che ye be sha se ye be posti ni videos ni ebi ewo aka TV UXA hanom na enne enkomo we eye enkomo bi one Captain Smart edi ewo onua FM eso eno na mepese mene omienu ye be share enkomo no mesa se video no wadan so benya adaje no ahwa am na kwa yeye na afi wonso wa kire wadwen ewo comment section no ase wonom yenko enkohwe enkomodie no emra
eno achi no womo ne Iran enso de asia ni biom aka ho enawiyei yedane ye sore ya IDF Israel Defense Forces omaya press conference aka kire wiase nyina ne se omo hia obi amoa asande nie na ekona eda omanim no omo wankrofobia omo hwehwe omo akum won omo kan ne pain omo wankrofo a omo hwehwe won na omo akum won Captain Smart na kosisa ombenya sa nkrofo no kro bia ombete hohwe se sa nipa no owo sa kro no mu no wo sa kro mu ofo no sa oman no omo do nyame omo no be kwashi na omu hia obia nso emoa na wansa na wa ha be to asoma ye be kwa anumu no wo hwe America do Israel so hia obia moa but America sesa ne makoho kwan bi so oboa won wo de no to nchen a Russia tetekwa nchen ho China tetenkwa nchen ho North Korea de we yi nanim say Iran any Lebanon here moa is just a phone call away. Also, obeboa won. It is say China ede ships akese enenam eye nimpeswa so hot through Hong Kong hon potem hono na eye bra North Korean so ono so the warships no so enenam afafa ho omo tete minimum pa omo tete no. The Encrofor can say there's a possible Third World War. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, boss.
Na Bibi Aboko. Mo. Do you see a possible Third World War?
There can't be any Third World War.
Embabium.
Never in the history of the world.
And then Tinama cancer.
Well, there's no free territory be a war by any part of the world. The First World War, the Second World War, there were still territories. Now, as I say, you won't see your baby. I did that. The superpowers of the world: America, Russia, English, France, Spanish, Portuguese. Not the world. The war was possible because now will be also super nipa, and then the superpowers at the time, British for Kontokwa, no timba befa Ghana Gold Coast, no no call. Now there's no Gold Coast. Now there's no Rhode Island. There's no Rhodesia. There's no country any part of the world that more or less only independent. At the time of the World War, World War, no, first one and second one, no, the 178 countries of the world. Now a lot of them were under occupation, a lot of them were under colonization.
Okay.
Now Ghana gained independence, in the case of Ghana as a typical example, since 1957. You come 67 years of independence. And two person say UK or British government or Kokan Tokwa say or Iran or Iraq or Saddam no afraid for no afraid Nana Akufo-Addo. Mam Ghana for soldiers 10. Enti say Ghana soldiers 10 Kokan ho akokon dia. Na near country near we are affected no. Also to me back Ghana beko. At the same time, if you look at the whole world, all the 6 continents of the world, you're talking about the North America, you're talking about the Africa, you're talking about the South, and then the Europe, and now the Middle East. That is the Asia side.
Captain Smart.
Australia, that continent, the Pacific down, peking in 6 ya. Chame baby bako pe. I said land ebi daho. Na land ne daho no. Any of the superpower of the world, either the United Kingdom, either the France, either the Americans. America quite the ideal in as you look at it, you know. Apart from Panama, and Puerto Rico, and Solomon Island, America wanko baby anko occupy any country. America wanko colonize ubia.
Okay.
Liberia, America wanko colonize Liberia. Liberia a friend is a NGO in the colonize room. Then American government.
NGO, yeah, tete NGO.
Yes, NGO in the colonize Liberia.
NGO, man.
It was an NGO. I forgot the name.
Non-governmental organization.
Yeah, they went to live in Liberia, occupy Liberia, and then formalize. So when we American NGO and America for a bear more or less in NGO, Liberia was not
colonized by America.
No, America.
It was an NGO.
NGO.
Wow.
America was Africa. Asia, America was Koho. Oceania, you know, the Australian continent, only Solomon Island and America, but even Solomon Island at a point to crowd with Jim. In the chairman, which part of the world, as the United States ne or so or Kokwan, America can only rely on the allies. Who are the allies? The allies are from friends of America, and they use the terminology. Either you are with us or you are not part of us. Which are the countries? Spain, Italy. That's the European country, only America, Portugal, and some few other countries. Holland, so the America and then the Kontokwa on tutu. German, would the America as a friends of America, or country be on tutu, or humanitarian. Germany, only America.
Netherlands, Germany, America, Luxembourg,
on Austria, only America, Kobe, friends of America on tutu. Country, only America, Kobe, so support friends of United States, UK, on open to dada. France, open to Italians, tutu, Spanish, tutu. But most of the Middle European countries, no, Omundi America Kobe they don't, including the Balkan countries. The Balkan country, Poland, a Red Cross nation, red, gold, green, red, white, red flag. A Red Cross, Switzerland Red Cross, Austria Red Cross, Canada Red Cross. Even Canada on the American share border no on Kobe Bianco to that. So at what point would America generate into World War? It's Israel. Israel, Middle East. How does it affect Africa? It doesn't affect Africa because Israel when you colony and a colony be no bit my baby fan while me colonize any country in Africa. So Israel has no legitimate and no African country will follow Israel. Diplomatically, you bet my akasa African bit my make comments, but even with that crown, with a little bit measurable your friends' statements, on to me Israel is so Iran can talk on Israel. African country, why yeah. Close ties, colonized by Iran, so if you set it aside, then let's come to Europe. Russia, Ukraine, it was the mistake of the West, and for that matter, the Western world. Almost started at the beginning as military operations. So at the military operations, now Belgium, a European Parliament, European Union, and then the Western world, the superpowers, they could have stopped the world, the fight for at that point, because Russia was started so war or started military operations. say monjai Russians na oma bedi Ukraine na mo harazu omu ewo Crimea region no na Ukraine for na njai na Russia started say oye military operation say okofa Crimea for no and one day or cross over border for Crimeans 700,000 or more Russian passport. That was a military operation. Or you have military operations now Ukraine started so more common. Person Russia gidi and Russia just one jaya may invade. So there are 3 series and stages of the fight of Ukraine Russia. The first one was the military operation. The second one called invasion. So when they went invasion, one would have expected say the world will stop and then exercise decorum and sit down on the table. That was the time a European Union and the world I call it say your friend NATO no. Then the brand Boris Johnson, the fight Ukraine Russia till today no, was Boris Johnson's cause. Where is he? It's Boris Johnson who told Ukraine not to sign the peace agreement. Because at that time Russia was prepared to sign the peace agreement. Now when Jai invasion no come back to Moscow, Boris Johnson said we will support you to fight. In the more unsigned, so Zelensky walked out of the table. That generated into war. So if a war is declared, war has no limit as to when and how it will end. Okay. But let us not forget, the Western world in Ankasano, without mentioning countries, they know and they are benefiting war. Because the war no more Ukraine today, orgy arms, orgy ammunitions, orgy weapons, orgy wenu, you see it's a gift. It's never a gift. It is never a gift. One way or the other they will pay. And there are some services companies are more benefiting. Say even American crown or duty Ukraine, your service company beyond the coach and see the issue. And this is your consultancy consortiums.
That's right.
And to also making money. So they just don't want to stop. Even though the background rationale is that Russia, the power, now share the genesis of the UDSSR, how we breaking the republics of Russia from Boris Yeltsin and Gorbachev, a quite fast one, breaking the wings of Russia. And just said the superpower of UDSSR, the Soviet Union. Then the Soviet Union said, country be free, so on in Russia and Babacon. The only country that left the Soviet Union on Russia tries to Babacon, including all the allies, was Afghanistan. And Afghanistan at that time was supported by the UK and the British. And the created Osama and the Russia the first country to break away from the Republic of UDSSR. Now, if you're talking about say World War III, a bit Messiah, it is not possible. Even French, until now, only the Oman independence 60%. No, hold 40. No, so French, or call Afghanistan, or support to American, or call French countries, no, copy soldiers bear 1 or 2. South soldiers in a French for don't call Afghanistan from the African countries. One of them Guinea, one of them your friend is saying Burkina Faso, one of them Niger, and one of them Mali. All those boys whom they call as French legionnaire. Ka omami ho kokon ye no domboya de no koy kokon Afghanistan oba ye no e no oba be ye nuku asimi goita no a French legionnaire de no ko Afghanistan ena damiba kana damiba do ye ku a Traoré betu no say French legionnaire then Chiani of Niger also so no a French legionnaire. And to all my French for they didn't take the whole army. They selected the specialist ones be and apart from that, and to me Koba say Afghanistan be free Afghanistan say France for Bano na Mali so you knew in Tumba Mali Ababeko. So where is the third world coming from?
Okay.
The third world is only possible, which has already come. We've experienced the first third world. The world third world a non-conventional, no conventional weapons. Is the health world. War and then COVID.
Okay.
COVID was designed in a way to break and then weaken some countries' economy. Either than that, Captain Smart and Chair were in a tier 4. Who was the last person to be treated with COVID? Where did the COVID go? How many people, including you and I, may who injection no? And then COVID in the where did the COVID go? As a 2020. And China didn't sell Gunity around the world. The only country of China 59,000 euros nose mask in January 2020. Abrana China tricking Europeans. I'm a company be a China no oma ton cheap. Ama municipal assembly of the country of China cities no. No China si wapeja nensa. Yare na ba no ntimi nso ano. Italians, companies, Americans, Germans will be a jano no monko. China up to today, yahu baby you see ni nipa. China's economy from COVID to today grew stronger than any other country in the world. China, after German man who knows mass, or 10 years around 6 months later, or my American ventilators, but could be at $25,000. Italy, no more China. China for the Chinese doctors and the baby Italians. UK for match baby, I say a Wembley, any a friend is saying the other airport. Second airport here in London. Match airport no convert into hospital and for another daho. Spain for match train now no SIR for woman. Treat you say no coffee. France match stadium. Koda stadium treat you say no coffee. And then the Americans. What did they mention? So they lost guard. And a Chinese for no say. Say mo ya Security Council. Not the Permanent Security Council of the UN. United States. United Kingdom, France, and America, and Russia, with China. China and can be our table so on Russia ma other foreign fanya jumada. Chireme, ever since in the history of the World WHO, World Health Organization, Chireme draw Russia for the WHO for approval as a malaria drug. Chireme bakun. Adentina Russia malaria drug de yenye. Adena Chinese malaria drug de yenye. Malaria drug ne aginu krom ha no. Enye France company, enye German for na beji contract no. Enye UK for na beji contract na. Americans. No mu giwi no ma sublet ama Western European countries. Na yare ba ko ne malaria the same tontom na Captain Smart no. The same tontom na ho. Adentina dey change aduro no. Why are we always changing it? I tested some from chloroquine. I tested. You change a drone needing. Country will produce, company will produce a different. But the same malaria now, symptoms not change your Debbie. So how come I say the same symptoms, but all the time we get different drug? When yes, and Tonton more advanced. And Tonton mutate. Mutate. And Tontuma a war Kosovo. And Tuntuma a war Afghanistan, and Tuntuma a war Turkmenistan, and Tuntuma a war your friends Azerbaijan, and yes, I'm Tuntumi bin a waha. And yet, even America and Canada, all catch and Tuntumani their wonka. Well, Captain Wawako, Florida, Tuntum, one on the size. Okay. Do you understand what I mean? And Tinin now, no, yeah, I did China for international Mr. Dear. But the world lost guard, said about 2, 3, 4, 5 years before the COVID. Obeshia China Nibia or Europe no she nose mask. Obeshia China Nibia American airport no she nose mask. That that was the time I know do testing. Where is the COVID? That was the Third World War. And the Third World War in terms of medical no, Yemusa the country Ethiopia. Ahmed Abiy as the Prime Minister. And the WHO, your friend is saying, as chief executive and I say the head of WHO. Onye Ethiopian. Did you see throughout the COVID? Ethiopia airline, one packet one day. On our WHO, the whole throughout the COVID 2 years now, country behind ground Ethiopia line making now the best airline, the fifth best in the world. Because of COVID, other than on here WHO, on there the head of WHO, where Ethiopian, no my Ethiopia airline, but all the major airlines, Ubia Grandier, Kelemuina Grandier, Ethiopia no Juma. Where was it coming from? And we've gone through the process of the Third World War through health. The other ones in economic sabotage, industrial sabotage. These are the world wars that we're living in. The conventional weapon with world war, it can never happen because as a CBN the only country of the world, the only island of the world is West Papua. I was South Pacific. And when as I said that up to now, only independence and only self-determination. Omya African descent. Indonesia afa womu. Our de our war and the guide you that is the only world any place.
What's it? What are they?
West
the
Papua,
snakes.
Snakes. The whole country. Nipa for penetime ever since. The independence. And it's the biggest island of the whole southern your friend is Oceania State.
Normally then they protect almost
all
snakes.
the pythons. The only prison in the world guarded by pythons, snakes. Our and the guy do piano watch. They have a president, Benewenda, living in UK as a hosted president in the United Kingdom. British for quarantine conquer free into a fan who dear cry and farm.
There be one more president in it, baby.
Or Benewenda is my friend. We can call him now and put him online. The president of the Republic of West Papua. Benewenda. He is my friend. I call him personally. You can call him right now. You will pick. His country is guarded by pythons. It's the only country of the world that only territorial, only flag. Yemen flag. Do you understand me?
And Indonesia,
Indonesia. And British is not talking about it yet. Because when you go to the South Pacific, Kiribati, Tahiti, what do you mean? Nauru Island, Tonga Island, Micronesia, Tonga Island.
Okay, sorry.
Micronesia, Polynesia Islands, Niue Island, Solomon Island, PNG, Papua New Guinea, Papua New Guinea, any Fiji. Some countries, including Vanuatu, some countries, West Papua, and their population is more dense populated. They are bigger than Jamaica. They are bigger than your friend is saying Antigua and Bermuda. They are bigger than Haiti. They are bigger than St. Lucia. They are bigger than your friends Dominican Republic and all those countries. This is the only country in the world that only territorial heritage. Only will be
no flag, no nothing.
Nothing. They don't allow. They don't have passport and they don't have anything. Only Palestinians. These are the only territories in the world that only a passport. Do you understand me? But even with that.
Wow, this one I don't know.
You will never do.
I've never heard
say
of
this one there. So when I meet the British commissioners of British what are you people doing? You host a president in your country. European Union there be a Benewenda
enti omokoto abano woni kurum ho a
abano ekromo na to abano kra na wo ma to abano. Indonesia for one krom chinizio metwaniti as the president of the country. The Gomi nipa for numjani to Australia back or Holland and no nipa for every country no in the history of that country. West Papua, and yet is the biggest island of the whole Swahili, sandwiched between Australia and New Zealand. And all these countries are named the 13
this country is sandwiched by Australia and New Zealand.
Yes, in between. Yes.
And then Indonesia is what?
Indonesia. Omo bad territory sea no. What I say? Ocean no. Omo bam. Oma beji aho. Aho na Indonesia nya ne oil and resource ni sika onyamia from West Papua. And the British is not talking. I've put this.
And America is also quiet.
America is quiet about it. Nobody speaks about it. It's the only, and they are blacks and the Africans. The only African descent. You can just like West Papua. They don't have one more president or till UK.
And to plane call.
Plane when airport, when train station, when bus stop. Car crown Indonesia car, so your car, it's your moment. 2.5 million population.
And it's a country?
It's a country. They are bigger than Jamaica. They are bigger than all this. There is the kind of...
No airport?
No, nothing. You need plane. You need a BBR. Australia for a port closer to your friends. Indonesia or port closer to the country. They use one military and a call. The helicopter and you see for more. So far, baby, I so be dry.
I want to understand.
Every young, every youth.
Car
be Australia for the use car. A for the use car. Indonesia for soldiers na use car. Meanwhile, East Timor is smaller than that island. But East Timor, American, British, France, and the Western world were instrumental forcing Australia, Indonesia to give East Timorese and make it a country. Maldives is all the how old Maldives? How many are they? They are not even up to 1 million. But a holiday destination. What about West Papua?
I think we need to start a crusade.
It's another subject that we have to deal with it.
Now, my from Africa, Krana fe me buy a fe ya call Israel. For me, call Boku kakra.
Yes.
What is happening?
What is happening is the weaknesses of the country and our preparedness to solve the country's problem as far as Boku is concerned. the security problem, the security authorities, I'm talking about national security. The country had not come out to say, but then I know, and they know. So Ghana about 60% of the national budget. 60% of security budget. Mm-hmm. Anytime a Boku uprising biano, it goes to Boku, one city. 60%.
Northern Ghana,
the whole Ghana budget.
Yes, security budget.
Yes, security budget.
Maybe a crisis may pure Boku biano.
60%.
Only 60% of your total security budget. Echo Boku.
They should come and say it is not.
Debut. 6% and I said 60%.
60%. Because who move military, who move police, permanent operation, who comes the joint security forces. Now do Boko for how many months? How many months no more? Over the whole year.
Wow.
What do I say? Chairman armed forces, Chairman police joint security. Apart from armed robbers, and the internal domestic police joint unit. Chairman military move kota krade. Chairman military move ko Sunyane.
Biniho.
Chairman military move ko Volta region.
Ebiniho.
Chairman military move ko Western region.
Ebiniho.
Chairman joint military move ko Central region. Chairman military di ko Ashanti region.
Ebiniho.
Eastern region.
No.
Him find the military ko.
Of course.
Not even Tamale. Boku, the tip and the smaller country. A smaller part of the country. Why do we have Ghana Armed Forces, Ghana Police, BNI, National Security, Military Intelligence, Military Police, Immigration, Customs, Paramilitary, Omnina all combined, Omaka how many forces, and Omad Omdomoko. Nipa do send or Obi ada 190 saying hotel budget send the demom, your new camp or your new military base or so if a country think they are smart. Now your was problem persistent, consistent, prevailing story, prevalent. Every year Biaboko Eba. What stops the Republic of Ghana? So basic military base.
Our Boku. No, this way the
permanent. Are we so stupid?
That's a good one.
Are we as a country so stupid that the whole country, meanwhile, Mamprusi Kusasi on records, they are minority tribes of the country. They are kind of major northern tribes are. Frafras are more than these two.
Oh.
Dagatis are more. Walas are more. Dagbanis are more. Dagumbas are more. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Gonjas are more. So you can talk about the little tribal settings one north. Why it has not gotten an escalation? It's always contained between Mamprusi and Kusashi. Omye nkwana eko. Frafra form free bologa so okokumbia ma obia. Dagombas nkonko kokubi ma obia because they're a minority tribe.
Okay.
Dagatis nkroso emfa nandom enko navrongo enka so omukọ akokubi. Yente so se gonja for so omukọ support either Mamprusi or Kusashi. Wangara scrum no more top on. Wangaras don't even go in there. Gruma people don't go. Be mobile, they don't go and fight. It is always Boku, Mamprusi, Kusashi. So if it is Mamprusi, Kusashi, why are they the only people in the north? Or in the good name of what? Chieftaincy. Gate 1, gate 2. What's me a Mamprusi hine? What's me a Kusashi for hine? With all due respect. And so what? What do we get from that part of the country, calling it a national income? What do we get from Kusashi land or Mamprusi land? With all due respect, I appreciate much on it has a bearing of the Ghana national income positively. What do we get out from there? The country in the economic highest pool, the highest pool of this country is in the western region. Wagreke honewo, ukoko oho, obodia oho, oil oho, o bauxite oho, o manganese oho, ubibia oho. So about 50% of the Ghana national income come from one region, western region, and yet know the bad schools, know the bad roads, know the bad developmental agenda in the west. They have not raised arms, they haven't fought. Pristia Nkunye. What is said western country be western town be obi Nkunye. Na se wasi ne kwaji sika ni firi ho wia. Ye kwaji koko ni firi ho wia. Na mo volunteer to national budget na ma for security budget na mo de ko one town enye two towns Boku no makɔ say sika no. Is it fair? Security budget say na kɔ Ashanti region. Security budget say na kɔ Brahaf region. In order of national income and where it comes from, no, you can talk about yes, Greater Accra also volunteer in the land. I'm at the capital. So whether I like it or not, they never come home. But the original, what kind of list of real physical contribution? You can talk of the West. You can talk second of the Ashantis, the Brahaf region. Are you getting me? In that order, Greater Accra, even Eastern region, because they control also of cocoa, also of farms, even Volta region. Chira media free that northern tip. At the bad national income. Boku.
Okay.
So therefore, the country is not having her peace. Yabenya this issue. One concoba, any nanumba, estatia, no ye. It took one police officer walankaki. Fan yamin fan the crazy. He moved police there and stop. Excuse me. That funny a year and a course. It never happened again. And Timamu Musa said, if we're talking about the Fourth Republic, and Nasa issue, you know, Abe issue from 1992 by Pimne, it had been there years back. But 1992 by Pimne, there, government upon all the 8 governments under the Fourth Republic, Obia Benya issue ni bi. President Kofonya Anidi, President Mahama Benya Anidi, President your friends Atamils, Jerry Nyanidi, Nanadu Nyanidi. Enti Musa said, enti omu bia no ha wonya adwen se sabi. This is the situation. Na ya the soldiers be free Accra. Ni aye coalition. Ni afre forces, Air Force kakra, Navy kakra, e de be free takra, de ne do nyina gukam. Transportation to that place. Ade na wonya permanent base. No mu nta Boko Central ho. Ni ahwe se case bi ba, ye se soldiers emba tran ma boys na sabi enkwasa sema. Obi sorry no akwa shikuru 17 no akum nipa no amacha ti om no omko enti yan information gathering as a country and information processing as a country we have a difficulties with that because Ghana knows how to gather information, we don't know how to process information, and for that matter no or gather information na bebrebe o process ya bad enti ntimi nchi nipa no yes ade no and then politicians are behind. But then captain, for your records, Young called the ministry of Interior from colonial time, from 1957 independent, before even the independence Gold Coast time. It's the only ministry Obia need 2 years even Abrofo ministry no Obia need 2 years throughout Jerry's time or change minister of Interior and you own now from Free North just purposely to solve that issue. And Timanya Juma President Kofo back to back, checking the records. Who were his Minister of Interior? Offer defense, no offer interior. Apart from say offer Adokofo Ninuya, air defense, no throughout the journey of time, no Minister of Interior. There be no free north.
Alasan was first.
Yes. Chucky Rollins, the record Minister of Interior. Omina no me northness. President Mills offer northness. Nanado Dankwa wafa also afabi. What about your friends, John Mama? Kumbo for defense, Wayongo for interior. What happened? And how is it all the time? No, Northern Minister of Interior, purposeless because of the Boku conflict. Yes, we had your friend is Yana and Abudu ni Andani. Nanado, one of the achievements that to me, why are there? That problem was able to solve. Even that one, in my view, is bigger than the 2 that we are talking about. Say Yana and then in Abudu for Timasmoku's peace pipe. There's peace, permanent peace for there. And then in that country, the Biano, Omoha HS, that particular part of the city. Now when you funny.
Debbie.
The funny aspect that I was talking about information gathering and information processing. District BNO Bokwa, Yeni BNI, permanent resident officer Otiho.
District be out.
And your what district security council that's a coho. And your war
municipal security
council and your what regional security council yes our police stations, district police station, divisional police station, and san your war regional police station our Bolgatanga. And the captain Musa and the BNF for one picket the story. the CID for her MPK, the military intelligence our cover the nation on PK, the police CID and PK, immigration for her Oman PK signal, customs for border and so man PK. These are all part of the security companies, the security community. In the captain, so we now then a conflict in a team. Sorry, you gather information, intimate process and stop on before its arrival. Can anybody tell me why? If it is not, quote unquote, say it is a means that country needs to feel entertained and happy. Say yes, say a security budget. And there's to today, Captain, say cause security budget in at the military strength. You buy election in a month's time. What do security forces? Aye police, aye army, aye migration, aye custom. What do you mean? Boku. If something is happening in Brahaf region, after now call withdraw. If something happens in Takrade, after now call withdraw. And then the election has said that the country must have a fair balance of security outlook. The whole country during the election. But some Captain, the interesting thing is that up to today, the Ghana Security Agency, headed by National Security, Omakanche me, and they will say, which state of the 3 flags and the security alarm you womb? Are we in red, or we are in yellow, or in green? They don't come out to say. The country generally has a green, because you need any presence of the UN, you need presence of any organization be Captain, would you hear me? Any military operations be our Ghana bush, except this Boku. Any in Krasa war, no Alavanyo Nkonya, Tiabo Frey war, Sankwasi war. No. Apart from that, I ain't find your any issue. Alavanyo Nkonya, so ya for Baku Crown Coho. The Tiabo Frey no name room, Obian for Moho. Obi for Moho. And to tell me the whole country Ghana, 267,000 kilometers. Square kilometers of this country. You need one political prisoner at the jail. You need one president or exile. You need fugitive or outside. And you know be I say country no most wanted. In such a country, then I'm one city. It me disturbable with security. Captain Enoma, can you tell me who sat here a journalist? You're one person or several prison sentence because of MPP. You're one person or several sentence because of NDC.
Back we know your friends. What you know?
And then the economic crime, and yet because of his party
affiliation. Okay.
Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
And Ghana is so blessed. And I've said, your security intelligence community in England, sometimes I'm sorry to say they are funny because they don't understand the country's security profile. The security profile, they say, what should the whole country? You need bush. One single bush be an official uniform. Ghana police mechanism, damper mechanism, police for 20 Ghana, editor show. We will be after military will be in Ghana. Immigration will be on for 2 Ghana. Customs will be on for 2 Ghana. As at the time of President Kufuor, as I keep mentioning, 2005, the most wanted man in this country, 40 million population, was Atai. Atai was just a common criminal. Sika Adema Kufuor watches on continent 500 Ghana cities. Where country? ISO. 500 cities most wanted under President Kufuor 2005. Kufuor watching Kopata in Chino. 500 Ghana cities. It is such a country. Ya no be do election. Me no be a project before election ever to abano. Once election year, I don't talk. I keep quiet and sit down. We didn't bank one makoda. But I want the Ghanaians to know, sir, nobody should ever think, sir, this is a country that can plunge into crisis. It's never happened. It's not true. It can't.
Young war.
Be any war. Crime of Kofa Ma to Cassia Marco, Edi Banku Difufu, Kohabi do Koram and Nama Gunko Fufu so. Second to obey Marco. Who is to fight? Cross tribal marriage, Ghana leads the world.
Oh, sir.
Cross tribal marriage, Ghana leads the world. Greater Accra, be a better be a United Nations, blood the one mocha bear 5. Ne papa you gonja, ne mami you wait, ne papa we. Ayan run here to Chrome. United Nations body, and what dinner. Opa out there be our Accra, captain we smart. We didn't smart, but we are smart. Kobusa. Me mami e kwapem, me mami and kind. Me mami
United Nations body.
United Nations. And you are sitting who Chroma. Oh, fan crania behind papa and run papa we. Oh, fan fat. Chef fancy a West marriage. Cross. And no back one 4 language 4 union 4 grandparents in a be free north. So the country cannot fight. We live side by side. Yen nyina kwa sorry baako, ye to nwom baako. We've never had a religious uprising. Konima na kwa baby a Pentecost dancing na baby a master chisi. Omo twen nkramofo anopa azan ye tiam wie a wo ya sorry wie ya mo wie ya mo to fati anom si de suzo nyame kan ya die animu. What is obi Sunday ni? What is obi akonima? E wa sorry ho.
Dabi.
Huh? What be? This is not a country. These politicians sabi in crossing for a bit me de and a country. Won't me nkon obi ankon akra oti market oti road e turn adie onu the 50 Ghana no send money ma me cross 20 seed no send money on kwantim fan go gina kwa honko nka Rawlings regime 19 years of Rawlings rule 11 years military no coup bia no etimi succeed here onya 24 coup attempts ba kukura succeed because Bush bia no abetina mu Bush bia no abetina mu. They
say ga forest no kran etu ngala.
There is no forest because clever President Kufuor Chado. What the ma obi amoto jani bia koye ko ahuri abesa abo because be si obi fie. That time I know me be ma camp no me nwura me hye no. Ene nwura bia ni ba bia. 4 billion Kumasi konfa no che ho. I the Territorial station.
Adana Kro.
Territorial station. That crowd in the Territorial station. And the Ghana mini military camp obetima hold coup d'etat. And to man you coup me catch them is not true. You cannot have a coup d'etat. And I'm also warning, taking this opportunity. American for give him a warning. American ni catch yourself about restriction visa restriction. Ya no no ka oboa. One time te obi also obey bia both MPP and DC. They cannot try. They should know. If they don't know, some of us will tell them. Ghana will not be allowed by the international community. It will be the last country that will fall.
Ghana.
The last country that will fall. As an African country to have a fight. The last country. The democracy you bet me now say you start you box in the ballot box near ya kwasi a wagimi no and your bobo na sum election day e bi bo and your bobo asum etu de be beto kwasi abewu but I no chese obi be ho wo ho aba bekom. It's normal. Sunday ni American election kwasi ebo ni pasum. German election wa bo ye bo police for bo. Do you understand me? It is a fine country, it's a nice country, but I've said and I've mentioned woman better programs in security aspect. The only security aspect. So and they don't understand the country that they are talking about.
Any security aspect.
40 million populated country. You need blue helmet. You need soldier. You need United Nations blue helmet. Chamida you and Bahabe Patan Tokwa.
Debbie.
Do you understand? Until Ghana will be cyber security. Who told you say cyber crime in my country? When I can't say cyber crime in country too. Obiti ni ma turn a laptop. Now also where Jimenez or cyber or Mukrono. Now no about generate into Tokwa. Those are the security vibes security as person Ebekika. When we are talking about country, we're talking about the country security profile. And what is the real security profile? Young cop dampering fact the most wanted Ghanaian man or Amra. Near here ni pakro. All natives. Sunday ni. Because the code your call because dansuma no akwa who won we abre we be pant na dansuma police wash. We sorry we say there was security situation. Sunday ni. Obi we as Kaneshi marketer. Obi obi phone na. Near I say arm robber. And then a phone snatch better than arm robber. This is a fine country. We are short of information processing. We gather information.
That we don't know how to process.
Police ni jail exchange bullet. Kofi ne kwame ni wom tutu bullet. Ya che ne kwa is alleged suspect. Sunday ni. Country be na desa. Konfone wa tutu na mu a wonana oni police wa exchange gama ne nam kurabu no. Police ni kwa ya den back court ni ya ba ne gini nan. Ono amon ne docket kra no suspect. And when I saw the suspect, no I can't police English wo ho. We don't have that security challenges. And to Boku the me, I see it say the state is not prepared to solve the problem. No. If the Ghana government is prepared to solve the problem, 2025 January 7th, whoever is sworn into this country as the president of the republic, the first thing that we would understand.
Also military base.
Military base.
Wow.
Our border and so. Now put to the one of the contingents, a combat unit being our inside the central. near Sase Musu. Why would you in our left, you in our left gate? Why would you in our right, would you in our right? Who could you in our hand, so why you're in our hand? Now I had then.
A Sunday,
Country crowd independent. Now a big would do a biswa, and I don't know my menu so, and I'm your hin, and I'm your hin. Excuse me to say, Sahino, our yen, a den land. Bayre do se nom diaba. Bayre do se nom diaba. Emponche do se nom diaba. Omonti wo sa boda nso na Burkina ode na nantwie twem ba beton.
A Sunday ni.
Enya honom di fiba. Enya boda na chi. Ana Burkina for ye o manantwie. Ade no mususu no that part of the country no. Wo susu wo that kind of a land na e wetimi so e de nantwie ni biaba. Ade na de o ma meton nantwie. Na da bia ye boa sojania no ye boa military for near do mko and na kra dey do to the extent say military for kwa no ma attack wo mu. Should that be the case?
No.
Should that be the case?
No.
Obi nation in military uniform, police uniform, wakra na ma national security say your friend say yeah na immigration. They also have the right to live. They have the right to live. They have family to take care of. Now what one na okwa him for sema. Sojania no ba abepe peace no mu ho mana mututu omutuo. Should that be the case?
No.
Is that what the country wants?
No.
On much national security budget do year, and they should tell Ghanaians. So when the time the national security, ediko kwapem, ediko Volta, ediko Captain Ukrum, see a copata and tokwa. Apart from this chieftaincy and your marketing getting what is your bow be sumuya to tutu and your table free tuna and no matana die every day. Boku. Jerry time, okay. Or stop so my expectation con off.
That's right.
I want to know can wasem. That time no, I want to know can wasem. Because the Bani land, the Gumbas, omo nom expectation. Excuse me. Wala omo nom expectation. Gonjas omo nom expectation. Until that time no, it was there and was stop so my expectation con off. This expectation no. Nothing you said the upper east upper Boku Munam so and Cremofo. And what is really the problem? What is really the problem? So we know nyate maslech muti mosque. Ye nyina Quran ba ko ne yekai. Ni woku ne na woku e den na wo benya woso. What do you get out of it? In fact, if you don't even manage your way with the emotions will say some of us are yet the security. Yet the security situation as no one manage you worse you even just only slip up. But I think say Captain Moamoka say you know mun use medium no near educating and some of us now who different program line no will come and speak and tell politicians say it is not true. So any Ghanaian politician ebetima move one single Ghanaian e de na ko street so okokon e wo ma mo yan kwase afọ agimi e na beji politician bi ati e kwa akotutu ebeku no because kuna politician na mu no yankunu bi e no ba wa ye 1000 Ghana cedis ye bo nwuma obesa e no anu no awie.
All right. I only 95.1.
Wako ye abo nsa more than 1000 da.
Almost check the bill into 1,000.
1,000 oba 1,000. Wasa beje fans. Yasa manatena ye na about 2 o'clock 2 hours no sorry or co program for we ninti na wuye wa wu banza we dey asma to obusu aso waja ma ho onko hwe wo mu ni school fees won tua enti Ghanaians youth especially mo amose pumbaba politicians are confused because of 50 cedis who are wa wu banza.
All right.
Boss.
Israel.
Yes.
Gaza.
Yes.
Misha mete Gaza mpepre so na yo papa ba ko kan news o Fox FM nya me fa ne kransie me ne ko ye adwuma o Fox FM kakra wo face mountain o kan news na se drew Israel ne Gaza the we osika Gaza mpepre so na nya de didi agrokra ye nyini abedu samre ye date Gaza.
Yes.
Yete Israel ne Lebanon.
Yes.
Yete Israel ne Iran.
Yes.
History ne say e ye den ntimi ntwai.
Well, we call it world order. Enya de bit metwa. No.
Sase ntokwa we.
No.
Sunday enchada.
Never.
Ntomo hosa no ma plan no makobako.
Yes, it started from 1948.
And fa hunu nipa dodo ebewu.
They do not mind and they do not care.
Sunday. All the nations involved, no.
They don't care. The point is that under the UN Charter, yes, every country, every group, individuals, they have the right to live and they have the right of self-determinations. So self-determination, say to be able to lead, determine when you want to sleep, the kind of government you want, who should lead you, and then how your government or how, provided say more numbers. In the 1948, the issue of two states was on the table: Palestine nation and Israel nation. Na ewo, they could have done it from that then, there and then. And I always would ask, and then stop the British, and then stop the United States at that time, and the Allies. I want to say, declare Israel as a nation without declaring the Palestine as a nation. And the two-state affair is where we are today. We share the time of declaration of Israel as a state, as a state, state of Israel. David Ben-Gurion, the first president, prime minister of Israel. We share at that time now, even him, they would have expected say never two declaration. Now could be unfound the land because we be our name Israel. Our Israel. We share the Gaza side. We share the Hebron. We share the West Bank. Now share the side of the Israel. Today's Israel. Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Gat, Elat, and those places in Inano. The country Israel in Inano, is saying, from south to north, 250 miles. West to east, 90 kilometers, 90 miles. It's not even up from here to Achedia. That is the size of his width. And it is Israel and a Palestine so commonsensically, if not diplomatic hitches. And then yet the world order. See and Persia be solve the problem now. Se ma Palestine se a crew. Also in a port. Also in a uniform, a police uniform. Also in a passport, so also a Palestinian. Then again, like Boku issue, na aye den. Any Boku baby. Take back through the history of since 1948. Ben-Gurion, Obai, back to back, 2 times, 3 times. Bajwati say, and Sana, your friend is saying, charrettes. And omubenya other ones, but Israel at that time parties na newo mapi ombenya Halima ombe Herut and ombabenya Likud and ombenya Alliance Likud Herut Alliance Likud and ombenya Labour Party. Anytime a Labour Party from Yigal a long time, who was the 4th Israeli prime minister. Anytime a benya liquid biano, there's a problem. Anytime a Labour bebano, there's a peace. And no nagum, and today na liquid for bar, they use Palestine as an issue. But the background rationale, way back in 1976, with this Bibi Netanyahu. Yes, Bibi Netanyahu, the big brother, I afraid Netanyahu. Johan on the day Israeli commandos Edom ko Entebbe raid 1976 ewo Uganda Netanyahu yawo ne brother penyi yem yetu eno nko wuye 5 Israeli soldiers were wounded including the hostages no only the brother no kwa ne wuye meanwhile onana the leader of the commandos team na omutimi ko ya go under the darkness, etim call rescue Omono, and he was the last person to be killed. And the Bibi Netanyahu, Ashenimu, and Ashenimu say anything that has to do with Palestine. But at that time, Captain, this particular today, Now the Popular Front of the Palestine Liberation. Nanya Hamas. Bajwadi ase. Now after 1948, no benya 1962, 64 uprising na Yasser Arafat. Obenya beti PLO no. Obeti PLO no. Mabusa say yemusa Israeli say. Ahemfo na te Hamas 1987. Hamas organization today, Israel no mokono. How was it formed? How was the Hezbollah formed in 1982 in southern Lebanon? Hezbollah is older than Hamas. How did Hamas? Hamas was fighting with PLO.
Oh.
But that is this history.
Ascending.
When the Hamas, PLO, Yasser Arafat said, "Ye Palestinian state, you know," and that there was an emergence. Such we say Hamas from nowhere and Hamas PA. Hamas rather no, and then Israel. Omumie no pay Yasser Arafat ekuno. So Yasser Arafat went. Odika called Jordan. They chased him and they wanted to kill him. Jordan and free her. Obetra Hamamet in Tunisia. IDF for Israeli intelligence defense forces and Israeli intelligence Mossad for omkotu tunitu ekunkum ni generals Yasser Arafat nkwan wangu. Leading to that, Yebenya Oba Golda Meir as a prime minister of Israel. Golda Meir was a Polish woman from Poland. And to know the issue of refugee. So Golda Meir pushed the agenda. See amfo mukro mano omutu. Golda Meir free so Shimon Peres by omutu. Shimon Peres by and Yishak Rabin over Labour for Bamiensa. Ansana Bibi Netanyahu obetiesim.
Your friend was in Antechi.
Omet by liquid and Tokwani startie. Me ba what you say? Sheret by and Tokwani startie liquid. Do you get it? And in 1993, under His Excellency, the President of Republic of America, then Bill Clinton, and Otimi here and Adrian said, or best solve the issue once and for all. And it's a share Omunya the Nobel Prize a year Yishak Rabin and Yasser Arafat or Oslo. When they were pushing the Oslo Accord to the final no matter of issue na wie. The only Israeli Prime Minister Labour for no biaba omu push the agenda. Golda Meir start here. Shimon Peres be start ebe twaso. Even your friend is saying the other one I've forgotten his name. Omu nyina be twaso. So when they got to Yishak Rabin, or no na a captain or yeah the final a push say young form country mom and a Clinton do mu ba White House. And Omsado called the Oslo Accord. When they were about to sign the Oslo Accord in 1995, 4th November 95, and a Yigamia Okukum Yishak Rabin. Okunu Yeno, Shimon Peres Bayano, under 1 year, and a Arian Sharon Muti, and those are hardliners, liquid, Herod, Omudia, they don't want anything said Palestinians should exist. And Arian Sharon being a stroke with that them. Onya stroke with that them no o met no mbaba ni na they were all liquid boys. So we share in the history of Israel. This Bibi Netanyahu or celebrating the brother 40th year anniversary of Entebbe raid. That day no start here no. That day no Haiti Palestine. But me busa say Hamas as an organization are no any Palestinian authority neko. A form ho na 2 year no. Need the outlets no more to near bunker no to yeno. That time na Israeli Mossad no more he. There is no security intelligence in the world. Quote me. Our yes smarter HN Mossad, not the CIA, not the FBI's.
Really?
No.
Mossad?
Not the K9. Not the Scotland Yard. None of them.
Mossad yeah.
Mossad caught back to back. Otimiko Musrata Libya underground. Eko se Gaddafi. Nenyama no appear. You be ancient. What is he achieve Mossad agent be that? No way. We know Mossad.
Really?
Mossad caught Iran. Shakwa ofa sukum Ishmael Hania. Israel. Mossad what me breaky the earth echo under the surveillance security surveillance etimi hotel Ismailania da in the center of Iran Tehran eno koku no Mossad enti sa bunker na Hamas for tutu ye no when the tutu ma wo mu is a world order. There are certain things you can't say it, but the world knows. So the formation of Hamas was not created by those Arabs. Yashin Ahmed and you know the created. They were operating with agents. Now let's talk about the issue of Israel and Iran today. We should not forget some of us that belong to diplomatic history and diplomacy. 1980 Iran-Iraq war. You know Iran-Iraq war. Who invaded first? It's Iraq that invaded Iran. They killed 500,000 here. They also killed 500,000 here. Who were the people that supported Iran? It was Israeli Mossad that were fighting along, helping, giving it tangible, credible information about Iraq intelligence. That time, Israel Mossad was friends of Iran. How did they start today on their enemies? How did they start? That they become enemies. How was Hamas formed? How now Israel is an enemy of Hamas after the death of your friend Yasser Arafat?
Wow.
Do you get it?
Yes.
A lot has happened. But then let me tell you.
Tell me.
In the United States, the only country that has the solution, I've said it, and I repeat it on any international platform, is America. No country else can solve the issue. Yes, because under the regime of Jimmy Carter, Walter Mondale regime, Jimmy Carter said, I obey the law. I respect the law. One single bomb. Captain, would you mean? One launch, one missile, and one bullet. Israel. One support to. Was I obey the law and respect the peace treaty? How was it possible, sir? The fighting at that time was not even tensed between Israel and the Palestine. It was between Israel and Egypt with Anwar Sadat. At that time, the Israeli Prime Minister, Menachem Begin. How was Menachem Begin, Jimmy Carter, and Anwar Sadat sat down and signed a peace treaty from 1979? That was the end. So fight, you know, any Palestine, the end and a fight. Israeli-Egypt war. And then Jimmy Carter to solve our problem. Permanent. Was I want a permanent peace. From Jimmy Carter Mondale government, if you hold. One by Ronald Reagan. One George Bush. Reagan president, George Bush vice president. And one start to see one liquid for and a problem in Sakobai. After Ronald Reagan out of power after his 8 years, George Bush senior by Bush senior by only the vice president Dan Quayle. Only Dan Quayle. Almost alcohol. Echo creative problem no. Bush senior echo one term. And be Clinton by no, the place was quiet. Clinton Al Gore, the place was quiet
for 2 terms.
For 2 terms. On 1995, 1993, Clinton and the whole do you know almost home solve a problem new year. You got me a coon. Yes, Ishaq Rabin 1995. After Clinton regime is George Bush senior and Dick Cheney. Almost started started. George Bush and Dick Cheney almost started. So George Bush went out of power. Obama and Joe Biden, they didn't solve the problem. Maybe the problem in Obama was he had a chance also to solve the problem. Obama didn't do anything with this. And then Trump and Pence, Mike Pence, status quo. Also NC. Now we have Joe Biden himself 8 years west in Palestine and then Palestinian issue. Now we are all looking forward. Sir Kamala Beba, a topic that will deal with the US election, you told me.
Yeah, we'll deal with that tomorrow.
There. We can do that one of these days. So that we understand the dynamics of the American politics, i.e. the Israel-Palestine. And if you look at it, we are not going back to the 4th time. We are taking up from Carter Mondale government up to today. And it was the reason one term. And they were one of the best democratic governments. Jimmy Carter was one of the best because he didn't like any fight. The rule of law, peace for mankind, and prosperity. Americans didn't like. And voting out today Reagan and Bush they buy. and the Bush is better so they went 3 terms from Clinton time Bush senior and Obama by Joe Biden Trump up to now. This is the most worst time Yakum Palestinians 45,000 people within 2 months. Military exercise have gotten to the sense that even road krana, concreted road in krana, omayi, and the world seems not to talk.
Okay, it's quite serious.
If you look at it, it's not an issue that cannot be solved, but it's an issue that is meant not to be solved. Because if you look at the region, it can be solved,
but it is meant not to be solved.
Okay. Because when you come to the diplomatic table, and it comes to the solution, at the international community, American issue with Israel-Palestine solutions, it comes to unilateralism. So American decides, British and German Obi and Timinka, they are all looking at United States. So it's always the government, US policy, who is the president and who is prepared to solve the Palestine issue. And I've said and I've mentioned, say, the best opportunity and the best time was Yasser Arafat, Yitzhak Rabin, because now Palestinian Authority, Abbas and Hamas, they themselves had an issue. Hamas, now Israel says he's after Hamas. What about the Palestinians? The Palestinian Authority is a government on its own, and the people you are killing, they are not all Hamas people, they are Palestinians. Why are you killing the Palestinians? If it's Hamas that you are going after, do you have to destroy a country? Do you have to destroy? The cities are not only lived in by Hamas, they are living, the people living there are Palestinians. And so sad.
That's a bit passionate and emotional.
No, it's not
about
passionate,
this.
but the point is that we have an issue of the world. Some of us, we know. We had a country called Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia in 1990, 1991, 1992, there was breakaway. Slovenia, Croatia, Dubrovnik, Serbia, Montenegro, Albania, Tirana, Albania, Kosovo. All these breakaway, breaking away. No, it was made possible. The Americans were in. At that time, Kofi Annan was the UN High Commissioner in Yugoslavia. They made sure, say, Obi Opesu free. That time, who were the people who were making problems? Say, yeah, moment ti free Serbia. Karadzic, Yacheno, Milosevic, Yacheno, Kacic, whatever, all of them, they went to international court, Yadum Kotumu, because they were obstructing the peace. Say, countries need to Tiomo, Kosovo, Yamani and independence. And why the world order, America, the United Kingdom, the France, the other Western countries, Omuntimi mad this particular 2 countries into separate. No be the flag, Captain Smart. Is it normal? Say the whole Yugoslavia. Even Russia, Soviet Union, etimi break away republics. Lithuania, Estonia, omi obi atete no ho. Anameboa, Afghanistan mu ina atete no ho. The only country Russia man kwa manante no Chechnya. Enu kwa no manante no as a republic. Adenti na Palestine de ne de. United States. Ye den say ye ntime mo ye omuti.
All right. Hey, says here about 4:15.
Sunday.
All right. You better this here, but of a quick one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, related to American elections.
Yes.
Now, you be with small arms.
Yes.
Kakra Ghana.
Yes.
Getting closer to elections.
Yes.
Now, Donald Trump.
Yes.
Kamala, who will win?
Don't trust American elections. I'm very conversant with American elections. Don't trust American elections. The reason is very simple. The reason is that you cannot predict Americans when it comes to elections. Opinion poll on the television, so CNN one there,
ABC one there,
ABC and there false news. Trump will say CNN BBA fake news. Because in the history of United States elections, including that of Trump, your friends Al Gore and George Bush, CNN had always declared for Democrats.
Okay.
Fox had always declared
for
Republicans. ABC News sometimes, NBC taking what you say. Now, who will win? American election until say yen crash sem na. Me na me see toilet. Me na me see market. Me na me see way. And I'm time na me way. Eye crash elections. Crash campaign. Captain Smart, are you here?
I am listening. About Yes.
Esa no about South African nyom no. Because that is what it's meant for.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Now listen, American elections is on about 5 pillars. United States policy. Immigration, one. One the bit me deport kese. Now one the bit me keep foreigners. Into me, I'm here no. Meka say it comes to immigration, Democrat there. Right? It's about economy. Trump said my economic record a better a chain. Kamala and Joe Biden combined. Arguably. Now no about American tax wasem. Who offers tax for millionaires, rich people, and then the poor people? That is the one. The third one. Americans say abeka welfare and wasem. No ma beka education wasem. Na fenso ma be abortion rights. Papa, mante you see George Washington Bridge in wasem wo ho. Mante do be Delaware. Any bridge no mante do kan wasem.
Okay.
Because we're talking about statehood and federalism.
Mississippi Bridge no grabu yo musi ya mante American president.
Ubia no ka ubeko jail because a state. We be a state budget bedu. Na federal den dia be support ntinya wo dia ukofia nya o maame ajapade.
So won't kasa maye
makwakoye obi politician team ko say wakwakoye egu akotokraba maye toilet amawo mu awurade you are no the fans to the sense the president square team ko launch toilet now therefore the UN the United States sub policies we and going into this election every foreigner every alien out America. Because Trump there wa open and say obey the biggest mass deportation order in the history of America. Meaning say what America any paper biano obepam odobeko. And he's only for America should be stronger and stronger again. And what will be an out to and any paper obe prefer say Kamala only the aja omunya sa dide no. But let us not forget Trump and Pence before Obama. After Obama, before Joe Biden, Omienu launch similar thing, deportation centers, and even immigration. May can be a big room. Cry 5 years visa. October no. Trump time on the Pence time. Kichanko for visas. America immigrant state or birthright. Call who you know. Akran the order passport amano, but mamini drew her na America for deporting. That was started with Trump. Now only they were chilling in position on immigration. So but let us not forget the Democrats. And the Reagan time, omunya kwan to me ma Republicans, Democrats, Republicans time Reagan, to me ma amnesty. When it led through that George Bush, Ebedo Clinton time, no, one would have expected say Clinton Obama amnesty. And or the lotteries. Or the lotteries, you know, he was finding money for America. Executive order yet to honor all the successive presidents in Obiabe follow. Omenchem.
Because it is come on,
but then Democrats at that time, now Clinton, it was overdue, say Obama and Kofo amnesty. Even with the Democratic immigration records, one year amnesty, it's no more problem. Leading to Obama, to me as an African was a disappointing American president. Much as anybody will look at it, because one, Obama relation with Africa, i.e. on Chrome, Ethiopia, nane na natia se obeto ne nana, ekochi anabrewa ni nsem no. Then your friends, sorry, Kenya virtually nothing. Obe Chrome virtually nothing. The only thing that you will say Democrats bar, yani US, let's say your visa quota, Democrats increase, Republicans they don't increase. Apart from that, it be a student visa, Democrats women increase, Republicans women increase. So now you women in our turn China. Now we can the real Americans themselves now. Then let's talk about America there, and yet the total number, Captain Smart, and yet the total number of people are vote. And the numbers are being is about the electoral college. Now look at the funny side of the electoral college. Countries be a state be a state in Rhode Island more, and Delaware more, and some smaller states. A be mid central and I say ebi wo your friend is saying West Coast no ebi ananye state bi to you fi say oh we dey nipa ni ho but electoral college no is bigger and it doesn't matter the numbers you get in New York.
Electoral college in here.
Electoral college in here. In American elections, no, I'm catching too dicey.
It's when your popular votes Hillary Clinton. But Trump at the electoral college
in area because they concentrate on that. Now share red flag states na omudoso. A also so na powerful electoral college like Virginia mon a whole no now. It is a little bit difficult to say it now. And coupled with the fact say Trump feels say America for ayeden omo foreigners any the Hispanics for them penasem to declare and stand. But mama history be.
Mami.
The history is that United States with all their democratic credentials omakum presidents 4 in office. In the history of America with all the democracy and 4 presidents is who office. Roosevelt mo Garfield muni adade and a woman called Abraham Lincoln Kennedy muni adade 3 of them were Republicans. Now my assassination attempts on them no numerous of them. In the American democracy no can wasem no were a leader. They are number 1 but they are number 1 in anything. They are number 1 in the Western Hemisphere omakum 4 certain presidents.
Okay.
No country you can come a certain president. Assassination attempts, more, including Ronald Reagan, including FDR, your friend is Roosevelt. Roosevelt home to 5. A macro trying be assassination attempt. Garfield the man trying 2 times. In the American forum, you cannot really tell because American force democracy no ye can wasem no, and which American election need there. Al Gore and George Bush, the election was already done deal. Now you did Bobo elections in 2002 or 2000. I stand to be corrected. Near Bobo election under a minute the night before declaration in the morning, no, too close to call. Ted Bush of Florida, George Bush Ninuano, Oman and Sasso said Tampa Bay election will be Ankoye.
That's right.
Now we are man in Sasso, aha. Yehu ya na Idaho, Yehu ya na Texas, and the whole United States was in flame. It took the able Al Gore, true Democrat, and the son of the land of United States. You be na ye Trumper, Kameka shi yenki, nyanshi yenki, ndum niwe. But when it became a very hostile situation, states now started to say, Memphis mo, baby, shishe niyamano. Al Gore conceded. Following the Supreme Court, before the Supreme Court back call the case, Al Gore gave in and Okotinasi. Meanwhile, now Clinton acquired 2 terms, and Al Gore was the one who was the administrator in chief. Not Clinton. Clinton was a diplomat. Al Gore na year Clinton regime. So they were afraid. Says Al Gore ba also beko 8 terms or beko 2 terms nakahu, and the American Republicans could not sit. Said Democrats meko because no mujumegu. Because under the Clinton, obegu all the cigarette companies in America, Pomo Oguno, Kansas Oguno, or the bills are no mutim. And American cigarette companies is owned by Republican. Arms and ammunitions companies in here Republicans there. And this year took America release bombs. Omu yi new Apache. Omu you any other thing American army. Or no one you need to auto from individual companies na individuals into you Republicans no media and one fana man to good dem cha na hita ba na kaba because time George Bush buy na Clinton yan tutu no what is Iraq no 1 day 2 days no or release ICBM 3 intercontinental ballistic missiles or release 3 bim ba ku bia $680,000 he release here. Apache ne biya $12 million. Ashe. What ya then I say? Na business aba. Ascending. Na. Trump. Me. Apart from so a bad boy, we're smart.
Very.
We're smart.
Very.
Because 1995, that time here in New York, the same Trump one Mayor Giuliani was the mayor of New York. No one talk about Emra no see the Trump Towers with me divert road or downtown at the dancing hall a big creative problem when Mayor Giuliani. In the end, you know, on the be a lawyer, a be an advisor. Now look at a Niama Trump aye. Ya indicting our tax. Ya indicting our election more practices and then power. Oma kan ho ne yes anya man American system oma dem akose wom sentence ye wi woni na mabontin Roberto Broni bi anam ne tax $40,000 or serve 5 years ya indict President Trump say won tua tax for the last 20 years American phone team fan into and if you look at data as it is no or the American system nasi no ti game nasi and such a person now no wama the red flag another red states you know boys you know any man no nyom ni abre say they will not let Trump fall because bia Joe Biden and the cool pace Kamala ba bia no amfa ne ho anche because indictment of New York State no edaho bia this time o lusu now o makwa akopeke no enti sa election we no one way an underground work it will be the sweetest American elections of all US elections. Coming back of a former president back to the ballot. And then the American vice president back on the ballot. You know, it happened in the Tyler. When Tyler, American then vice president, Roosevelt, didn't be a vice president or be a president. You know, United States in share that the only President Bush, senior, Reagan, Ekoya obenya one term DN. It is not something that happens a vice president of United States or Sabina president in. Now let me come back how it relates to Ghana. Ghana funya yung crass semno. Republican when so we win. America on for Ghana election who today on for election who tomorrow. Let us get it clear. American foreign policy on Africa a template. Bush intimacy sano. Trump intimacy sano. Obama went to sano. Edaho.
Ya trust said that
Edaho. Say oba Ghana say ni anu mu ye defense budget ubetimi di bia kan betu ntimi ntwam. Technology American support yen. Infrastructure or support yen na United States aid. Package in 4. And what by the most American, the biggest property on West Africa or their basic countries, that's the US embassy. An agreement to the president sign. O papa bitima busano. Enti enya dia obesisa and policy. The policy obetima sesa immigration, that is visa. Say okay, ebi Ghana, mumma womo. Say population na grow. You know my mummo 16,000. Before Clinton baba 1993 na be 4,000 6,000. And no ma increase at Amirs hosu your friends Obama no also so epeje mu kakra. Enti se Ghana for say MPP NDC and away MPP nye Democrat MPP enya Republican NDC nya Republican and wonye we munnim dia mokeka mo hwa so ayam campaign na mo hwa so nya mo message. American election results doesn't affect any Ghanaian election. Americans do not care about who becomes Ghana president. They care about the partnership and the friendship, diplomatic agreement. The Ghana war, any support services the Mayan, any the Chayan, any budget support of military the Mayan, and neither your friend is saying Democrat nor Republican will beat Masasano. And there no big permutations and time bia we ba win hand ya win e ba jomuni media mokeka because Democrats were caught 3 times that. Democrats were caught 4 times that. In the past, Republicans were caught 3 times that in the past. And where's the conjecture? Say, Ghana elections here by say Trump win here and NDC by win say Kamala win and then people. Where from all those kind of funny jokes? Mon concentrating more elections. America will need more. Why Ghana? What per country? I'm an elections when here na. Country on any economic ID on any year Juma D business is Nigeria. One South African year Juma Chel. One Ethiopia year Juma Chel. One Kenya year Juma Chel. American the biggest trading partner Egypt. Wako Egypt akoka Egypt election kwasem. waka election ho asem Ethiopia, waka election ho asem Kenya. Botswana more democratic credentials perfect. America on form election ho. As we speak, Mozambique ejad them America on come election. Adam Kwan here the fee say we are the Jerusalem of West Africa, Switzerland of West Africa. Ye be biano America for and wama warning say wa wunim na be election ma practice. Me one America we election some crash Ghana. And so abema warning say wa
be we afi we abanu no.
Yes. They better low. Marine for Wokroma, you have no idea. They will not allow Ghana to fall. Me catch home. And Tinyasa visa no dibe no boa. Wa be umbe pejaw.
What you say we abanim?
Me chance umbe pejaw because say Electoral Commission 2016 on records they should quote me. Mo jibe 30 million.
Ascending.
America mo say agreement in year and no catch him say we have interest in the elections. And what this patch here, the whole country constituency be or no pay or then call for one man to giant a before you no ma declare
resource and da.
What are you talking about? You are joking with America. What also about election one kwa jinisika?
Ascending.
What is the channel? On pay problem and kwa jinisika. Why jinisika the election dia or catch you say mama election in ye. Ono metama kanto mezobi metoto buonko ho. Captain, what you say? They will not allow. And the visa at the end of the day, the home skirmishes, the home sini. And the more shots why election among share. Na montia say Ghana ni bia no prepared. So baba kontokwa. Because mote parliament kwan excuse me to say, manye bibi papa bia na mudi kofie. Munyina these two parties. Manye bibi papa bia na mudi kofie. Monko mo constituency, monko am elections, monko win mo power. Ramusa metra ye mumedi mfufu say de moye no na we don't expect. So my prepare some change. Na my imagine say Mobasha country ni is a beautiful country with resources so say ye. Captain what them channel.
That's say.
Anti America elections in back again. My last thing say whether Americans are prepared for a female president. Time will tell.
But I mean, tell me. Is America prepared for a female president?
Well, I would say Kamala. She was smart enough. Or position huye. But some of her records as Attorney General of California, I have a problem. Because Kamala and the help the LGBTQ transgender and crown was 13 years, 15 years, 14 years. I want to be transgender. On the California ska say when it comes to that kind of single issues there make us say Kamala on a problem kakra. But then again what team use the American celebrities and Americans there omu believe celebrities no say yes Beyonce the top fan Beyonce Montuma Kamala no it's very difficult say Montuma regardless of where they belong to. Americans who believe celebrities. I'm sorry to say here they are celebrities.
Captain.
It's Ghana how you need celebrity.
Captain.
He is smart.
Captain.
He is unique.
Celebrities
he is the best.
Celebrities in the one American celebrities say obi aso camera edidi omu atem dodo say na oti. Dodo say na oti. There be a Ghana for celebrity ma wasa. Obi aso can light. Obi aso camera did obi atem a celebrity. We a celebrity. America Kamala had pushed, and then in the history of America, this is the only time. Not even Clinton, not even Obama. The only campaign American say yenya Republicans, state governors, senators, ultimately declare support for an opposition president.
Some did join Trump against Trump.
Yes, sir, over 31 senators went against on the platform of Kamala to congratulate her and support her. And a honor na yet dicey. But Trump once said, campaign will ankasa kese. And let's wait and see. But then for me, not much depend on the American character. I'll support Kamala win it. If not anything at all, at least for immigration record sake. And then the only thing I mean for. Right. Other than that, and Kamala Joe Biden to me, Jumana Ankasa de and Shedan Kuyi.